It's been said sometimes that if a person does not struggle to be human, to conquer vices, then he or she will be like an animal. But it can be offered that, indeed, if we do not fight the fight to be human, if we do not fight the fight to stay above the pit of vice and illusion and delusion and destruction, we sink beneath the animals. We're either above the animals or we're beneath the animals. But past a certain age, it seems we're never quite at the animal level because we have too much, as it could be called, self consciousness or the shade of self consciousness to simply be like animals. Animals, as vicious and to us apparently cruel as they may seem, are innocent. We have no grounds to think that a cheetah is capable of harboring the idea of life in general, identifying a gazelle as an example of life in general, thinking about the gazelles, baby gazelles, and then feeling bad if it should slaughter the gazelle for its own needs. That is an unsupportable suggestion. With that said, humans, however, past a certain age, and barring perhaps extreme cases of intellectual disability, can attain to such abstractions, can have the intuition that I ought to treat other people as I ought to be treated. I don't like to be spoken to rudely. I shouldn't speak to other people rudely. I don't like to be stolen from. I shouldn't steal from other people. I don't like to be assaulted. I shouldn't assault other people, and so on and so forth. Consequently, if, again, past a certain very young age, a person uh, persists in their animality as a matter of behavior, as a matter of attitudes, and so on. I can't then just be an innocent animal. Oh, I'm just pursuing my pleasure. I just want to, I just want this. I'm just going to rob you and I'm going to take your stuff. I'm just like an animal. I'm not just like an animal. I'm worse than an animal. I'm beneath the animals because I have that little bit of self consciousness. I have a little special spark that belongs to me as a member of the Homo sapien species that the cheetah and the lion and the tiger and the shark and so on do not have. So, what does it mean to fight the human fight? What does it mean to fight vice? We say that in order to be a human being inwardly, not outwardly, where we all are human from the human rights sense, certainly inwardly, from the sense of my own personal experience, for me to be human, I need to be striving to move away from my self centeredness, to move away from this narrow, constricted sense of self, such as has me be but a body, has me be but a psychology, has me be but a bunch of pride and vanity and conceit and self will and me, and mine, and I. I need to be moving away from that. I need to be willing to be self forgetful and self sacrificial. I need to be fighting to stay afloat from the innumerable vices that can latch onto me and drag me down to the pits of death and doom and destruction. For example, vices such as greed, vices such as lust, vices such as sloth, vices such as animosity, alienation, aggression. All of these, shall we say, deficiencies, weaknesses of our nature, they can go from being potential, they can go from being in control some of the time to being the sole dominating factor in our experience if we let them, if we do not fight. We can think of it perhaps as maybe a bunch of baby turtles are born on a beach and then they all scatter towards the water. And we see that that could be a great time for various birds of prey to snatch them up. The seagulls, probably, mainly, maybe some other ones that are flying around in those areas. So the baby turtles need a dash for the water ASAP, or they're going to be eaten. There's so many predators, and in the water too might be predators. Just so here, we're born, and then we want to make that dash towards humanity, towards a satisfactory personal existence. But in the meantime, there's so many predators that are trying to snatch us up. There's so many threats to us becoming everything that we can be. And some such predators, again, as the aforementioned ones, such as lust, such as greed, such as self centeredness, they can grab us and just begin to drag us down. And then this is my whole life. And I've been lost to this vice. I become a victim of it, so to say. I become a victim of myself in that capacity because I didn't put up the fight for whatever reason. So we want to put up that fight. We want to fight every day of our life to stay afloat, to keep our humanity, to distinguish ourselves in a way, or as it concerns those areas that make us distinct from the animals, our rationality, our self consciousness, our capacity to empathize with others, our capacity to conceive of a higher good than that of merely self stimulation, right? Oh, I like this, I like that, this makes me feel good, that makes me feel bad. We need to fight those fights. We need to fight for our humanity. And hopefully, in this way, just like the baby turtles that make it to the water, hopefully, we will make it to the water. Hopefully, we will make it to the other side again of intrinsically satisfactory personal being, where hopefully we are at least a little bit safe from some of these threats that could utterly annihilate us. With that said, it's probably wise to never give up the fight. Not probably, certainly 100% wise to never give up the fight till our very last breath to be human beings, because if we don't, we won't just be animals, we'll be worse than animals. So you can think about it. Thank you for listening.